Hello, everybody. I am Reginald Bullock, and we're here with Trey, and this is Just Living Life. I hope you've been watching us and looking at some of the other episodes and learning. We have fun doing it, so we're glad that you're here joining us, and we're about to do it again. What's up, Trey?
What's up, Reggie? How's everything with you, man?
All's good in the hood, man.
Hey, I understand that. Always, actually, I was about to lie. It's not always good, but at least end of the day, though, I try to at least sleep peacefully, knowing that the day's going at least somewhat productive. There's always a nice little journey, always some progression forward. So, I mean, in addition to other people.
So, still looking at the word change, right? What about transformation? Is transformation change?
See, transform in what way? Because I think transform could be a facade too. So, like, you're not really changing, you're just kind of putting on a front, which I don't know if that's change.
So you're giving change a lens from a trade perspective, it sounds like.
I guess, like, yeah, free.
So a butterfly transforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
From it's a caterpillar, then what is it? From a larva to a pupa, and then from a pupa to a caterpillar, and caterpillar to a butterfly, right?
Correct.
Is that change? Is that transformation? Or is that masking what it really is?
I think that's transformation, but I guess that might be a little different than what I guess I'm thinking.
That's my point about defining change.
So I guess, okay, so like
more. What about changing clothes?
More
is changing clothes changing?
Adaptation, I guess. I don't know. Like I would say, like, I see where you're going with this. Like, it's just changing personality, changing like who you are, like changing what you believe in.
What about a drug dealer, gangbanger turned preacher? Is he still a drug dealer, gangbanger, or is he a preacher? He's changed. He's embraced it.
Has he changed though, or does he just not want to? I don't know. Like, has he just adapted to society? And would he, like, if drug dealing wasn't a problem, would he still do that? I guess.
Well, what if he feels like that was his calling?
To drug dealing?
No.
Oh,
to be a preacher, and he answered the call. He felt the spirit, and therefore that's who he is. Remember, the two most important dates are the day you're born and the day you find out why.
Yeah.
And so when a person finds out why they're born and they embrace that passion of who they are as their purpose,
right?
Sometimes it requires you to change.
So, I mean, like, all right, so I do get that. Like, I do hear that. I do. I really do. Because, I mean, if someone, so we're talking about religion now.
No,
right?
We're talking about change.
Well, I'm saying,
because some people they just live in life.
In that instance, though, I have my own personal questions. Like, what are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you? Is it
because they choose to?
Dude, like, I guess, okay.
And they want to, and they embrace that spirit and that energy.
Okay.
And that's their choice. The one thing that many of us have a hard time doing is allowing a person to be who they are without transposing our own beliefs on them. Like, if I don't believe in God and you do, then I got a problem because I don't think that you know what you're talking about because there's no God. Or if I believe in God and you don't, then I have a problem with you because there is a God, and how dare you, you blast. And so, as opposed to choice, and a person makes a change because that's their belief. They feel it. They really do feel it. They love the Lord. They love the Bible. They love the Spirit. And therefore, they realize that all that other stuff that they was doing was negative. This is positive. They want to change from negative to positive. You saying that that's a front?
Possibly, because why do you want to change from negative? You've been doing negative for so long. Like, it's really hard for me to imagine, okay, you've been doing this for X amount of years, and now you just naturally want to stop. Reggie, I've been a basketball fan since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Like, when I was 6 years old, ladies and gentlemen, I watched Kobe Bryant do a 360 dunk, and I was hooked. And before that, I was practicing basketball. I was dribbling the basketball since I was 4. So it's like I liked basketball. I loved basketball for the longest. I'd be hard-pressed to say, I don't like it no more. Like, that to me, that's like, why don't I like it no more? Because I think basketball is now trash, or I think there aren't any good lessons to learn. Like that. That's why I feel like change is like there's no societal pressure. It's not like, oh, society said basketball is bad, or it's not like it's unpopular. It's I think, oh, nah, I'm good. And I can't imagine that occurring. So like I'm really having a hard time grasping.
So,
So when
ladies and gentlemen, this is why this program is so awesome, right? So he's 31, I'm 61. We have two different perspectives. So he hasn't lived long enough to have gone through certain things to put him where I'm at, right? To have seen what you've seen. Like, it's like I've been your age, you're not
right,
far, right?
exactly.
But the point is, I respect your journey, which is why I'm not slamming it or anything. I'm giving you different perspectives.
Right.
However, that change, it's going to happen to you.
Well,
I'm not saying that you're going to, all of a sudden be behind the pulpit and, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to be, preaching. But you will get up there and say, my son, forget not thy law, let thy heart keep my commandments for little days and all that feature. So you know that scripture, right?
But it's like also going back, like we talked about, like I have like a Christian upbringing too. So there are some things that like I'm naturally going to know or whatever the case may be.
But a person has the right to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
And their beliefs can cause them to change.
Mm.
I mean, I grew up with a lot of people in the hood who was doing a lot of bad things.
We talked about hobbies. I think that kind of also brought us into how are we living too, because he told us about what we like to do. Then let's see here. We talked about power. But before we talked about that, well, I mean, what else?
Change.
I don't know about that. You sure we changed? We talked about change?
Yeah, you talked about change. He talked about change.
Maybe I'm forgetting. My bad. I'm getting old nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. No, we talked about that. But yeah, so no, we talked about change and we ended off with power. I think that was a good little segment, though.
Yeah.
And again, if y'all haven't been watching, all these episodes do kind of build on top of one another because we talked about building and expanding foundation. We didn't talk about intelligence and hustle. Oh, we talked about hustle, not intelligence.
But we talked about intelligence and hustle in a different episode.
Oh yeah, I just meant on this episode. We didn't like everything builds and expands upon one another. We're not talking about all the episodes,
right?
But we will reference other ones. So I hope y'all are enjoying that. Even Reggie said something about cutting grass, and you saw my reaction is still.
Yard work. You're gonna do one day. You're gonna change. You're gonna move your arm.
I'm gonna adapt. Dog. There's one change. I promise. There's one thing I would keep from youth to adulthood is I don't like yard work.
All right,
I don't. But I mean,
there's always tomorrow.
Not do yard work. But I think that's the perfect time though to end the segment. We can skip flowers today because you were talking about yard work too much. That's too close to yard work. I don't like flowers enough that much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a good one. But please, before you do that, hit that like button, subscribe. Tell anybody who's anyone about the show. If you want to leave a comment or two, we appreciate that. My name is Reggie. My name is Trey. This is Reggie, and you listen to Just Living Life. So, I hope you all have a good one. Take care.
All right.